In this thought for the week, we're going to think about how we keep in step with the Spirit, how we do what God says. Enjoy. Do you know, a couple of years ago, I decided to take a bit of a departure where ministry was concerned. I've been working for Care for the Family for about 5 years, and coming out of that experience, which was hugely positive, I have to say, I came out not really wanting to go back into traditional church ministry. My time at Care for the Family had led me to realise that there are so many churches out there that desperately need encouragement where mission is concerned and where engagement with community is concerned. We've been doing an event called Engage for a number of years, and we'd found that in speaking to thousands of church leaders, one of the things that came out of that was the fact that so often they come to a conference, they come to something that's really inspiring, and then when they go back to their own church, all the problems are still there, all the difficulties that made it hard for them to actually make the changes that were necessary. I came out with a conviction that what they needed was somebody who would walk alongside them for a while and encourage them and support them and give them top tips when that was helpful, and just a fresh pair of eyes looking in on the situation. And so we set up the Entheos Trust. I knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do full-time, but something that would work very well alongside a traditional ministerial situation, so I went part-time. Now for me that was a big step outside of my comfort zone, because it meant I had to trust God in terms of the future, in terms of salary, and in terms of future ministry. In fact, actually, as I was thinking about it at the time, an image came to mind, and it was an image that has really helped me over the past couple of years, and that's why I share it with you. You see, what I found myself doing was looking to follow God's lead one step at a time. In fact, the image that came into my head was an image of God giving me a trail of breadcrumbs. And the trail of breadcrumbs was about this long. And when I took one breadcrumb off this end, another one would appear at the other end. But it never got any longer. On one occasion I asked God, why was it that the trail of breadcrumbs was about 20 centimetres? And God said, because I didn't think you could cope if it was 3 centimetres. At that point I stopped asking questions. But you know, in some ways it's engendered anxiety in me, because I'm never quite certain as to what's going to happen next. But at the same time, I found it enormously faith-building, and I've also found it encouraging me to press on and try things new. So the thought for the week this week is, what's your trail of breadcrumbs? What is God calling you to do that steps you out of your comfort zone and makes you trust in Him more as you seek to follow His lead each step of the way? Because when we do that, we discover that ministry becomes exciting, it becomes part of the adventure, and we begin to recognise that we're feeling more fulfilled in fulfilling the calling that God has placed upon our lives. And that's good for the church, and that's good for you where ministry and discipleship are concerned. So let me ask you, what do you think? Have you got your own trail of breadcrumbs? Are you finding it exciting being in ministry, or are you finding it a bit of a drag? And if you are finding it a bit of a drag, what can you do about it to find out how God wants to lead you and to direct your path?